Hey y'all, so we need to have a conversation about Ohio State University and their allegiance to abusers because now we have Dr. Michael Landon, who is the chair of obstetrics and gynecology at Ohio State University, as well as a professor, being named in the files. So there are records showing payments to this man from JE quarterly. So as you can see here, a physician and professor at OSU, chair of obstetrics and gynecology, received as much as $25,000 every few months in the early 2000s. Why? And he says it's for research, right? Like he wasn't doing anything, it was for biotechnical research. I don't believe that. And I also don't understand why JE, who has no wife, no daughter, neither who need gynecological care, obstetric care, why do you have a gyno OB on your retainer? Women don't even have that on retainer. Why are you on retainer and you ain't got no coochie, sir? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And what bio research was being done that you got $25,000 a quarter? That makes no sense. If you look here, you can see a message from Eric, which was one of, I believe, JE's assistants, something of that nature. Message him. Dr. Landon's $25,000 quarterly payment is due. Please approve it. A few hours later, Eric writes that Epstein's company billed Les Wexner and his wife, as they had prior years, for that $25,000. Why is Les Wexner paying $25,000 to an Ohio State University professor of OB and obstetrics? Wexner, who worked, Epstein was his money manager. Why is he paying that? Les Wexner, who's the richest man in Ohio, owns Bath and Body Works, owns The Limited, owns Victoria's Secret. Why is he paying a doctor? In addition, Les Wexner was also the chair of the Board of Trustees at Ohio State University during a time when the university had an SA scandal from the men's wrestling team, which I'm going to talk about in my next video. So Les Wexner, who's all involved in all this mess and has been named as a co-conspirator to Epstein today by Representative Ro Khanna, why is he paying $25,000 every quarter to a OB gyno at the school? It makes no sense. And, Dr. Landon will say, I didn't provide any clinical care. I was a paid consultant for biotech research investments. I had no knowledge of clinical or any criminal activities. You find it reprehensible, but you kept taking that money. So it was so reprehensible to you that you didn't deny that $25,000 every quarter now, did you? You didn't report anything on their asses either, did you? You sat back and collected your money. You're still employed by Ohio State University, even got a whole hospital visitor wing named after you. But you were so disgusted. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And what was the research that you were doing? So if y'all were doing everything above board, what research were you doing for a man that has no wife and no children that we know of? I mean, there's rumored children, but no biological open children that we know of. What research are you doing for them on investments? Investments on what that have to do with women and women's care? It makes no sense. And I don't believe it. And Ohio State, y'all need to let us know what y'all are going to do. I need to know why I don't see more students from Ohio State raising hell about this. Because this man is at your school, your tuition is paying for his employment, and he is involved in the files. And I know that school got a real big issue with indoctrinating children into Christianity, so we won't even go there. But I need to understand why the ones that ain't screaming about this. Because something ain't right. And Dr. Landon, your affiliation ain't sounding too above board to me.